Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the ONeill Winter Superfreak series for fall 2016 into sort of winter 2017. The Superfreak series is a suit which has become very popular over the last few years, and it is available for men, ladies and kids in all different weights of suit as well, which we'll talk about. But essentially this is the full range here that we've got in this year. We've got multiple colours though as well if you check out the website. But the Superfreak has sort of come in as basically like an entry level or a cheaper chest entry wetsuit. Front zip wetsuit, and basically sits around the mid £100 and has proven to be really popular because it's extremely warm due to the lining of the suit and the sort of thickness of the neoprene and the quality of the neoprene, but also very flexible with minimal seams, big panels of neoprene. And it's great for keeping the wind off suits, so really good for surfing, kite surfing, a good all-round suit basically, and perfect for those people that prefer a chest entry suit. So it's become very popular, especially with the ladies who sort of seem to be gravitating towards a chest entry suit as well. And for kids as well, really popular. So I'll take you through the sort of key features of the suit. I say it's a winter wetsuit, so in the UK that basically means 5mm thick. The suits tend to have two weights of neoprene, so you've got 5mm in the lower body, going up to sort of 4mm around the shoulders and arms, where you need more flexibility and movement. That 5/4 is good to use in the UK in sort of, I'd say, depends on your tolerance for the cold, but usually from November right the way through to kind of April, May sort of time, and even beyond that for people that really feel the cold. You can get the suit. The one on the far side here is a 4mm suit, and that'll be a 4/3. The 4/3s are ideal for people that don't feel cold in the winter, or perhaps want a suit that's good from spring and autumn sort of times where the water's starting to warm up a bit, or it's starting to cool down a bit, but it's still around the sort of 14-degree mark, or 12-degree mark and upward. Or for people that don't feel the cold through the winter, or for people that do feel the cold in the summer. So it really comes down to your tolerance for the cold, what you want the suit for, how much flexibility, and how much sort of what time of year you want it. But the options are there. We also do the suit in a 3mm as well. But these are the colours for winter. And what makes this such a good winter wetsuit is the sort of balance of technical features which make the suit warm, but flexible neoprene and seam placement. So it basically gives the suit lots of flexibility while still being one of the warmer sort of mid-range wetsuits that are available on the marketplace. So if I grab the kids' suit and bring it a bit closer. So the 5mm neoprene tends to be from the sort of midriff downwards, or around the core downwards. What that does, it keeps all your organs nice and toasty and warm, so that your blood stays warm, and then obviously all your outer limbs and everything stay warm as well. Then it thins out to the 4mm around the shoulders and arms, where you need a bit more flexibility. Now, talking about flexibility, what makes this suit or this neoprene so pliable and flexible is the amount of air within the rubber. It's called ultra stretch neoprene basically. There's a few different grades of neoprene on the market. The sort of cheaper supermarket-y wetsuits, you tend to have a more coarse, stiffer neoprene, especially sort of petrol station wetsuits, which are really terrible. Whereas this is an ultra stretch neoprene, so loads of flexibility, as you can sort of see demonstrated by how far the arm stretches. And the neoprene to the touch feels extremely smooth because they use a really good lycra jersey over the top of the rubber, which makes the suit very easy to get on and off, and very soft to the touch and very comfortable to wear. So that's sort of 5mm lower body, 4mm upper body, and the same with the 4mm, obviously 4mm lower, 3mm upper. Now you can see what I mentioned a bit before is the seam placement with this suit is really good. So we have long pieces of neoprene which are uninterrupted by a seam, which gives a great degree of movement, because obviously less seams means more flexibility and movement. So through the sort of the side panels of the suit, you have one long piece of neoprene stretching down the hip, which gives great movement sort of laterally, side to side, loads of flexibility there. And that's the same around the lumbar. And around the bum, there's no bum seams, which gives a huge amount of flexibility when you're arching your back, leaning forward with that kind of thing. On the front of the suit, you'll notice this smooth skin panel. And basically this smooth skin panel they use to keep the wind off of you. Okay, this smooth skin is very good at keeping wind out of the suit. So essentially if you're using it for surfing or anything, it's nice to have wind kept off of your body, but particularly for kite surfing, kiteboarding, that kind of thing. And what that'll do is just keep your core warmer, and in turn keep your blood warmer and keep you warmer and in the water for longer. That smooth skin front and back is also lined with what we call a firewall lining as well, which is essentially like a thermal lining which traps warm air and keeps the warm air in the suit for longer. I'll turn it inside out for you in a second, you can have a little look what that is, but there's sort of the whole piece of neoprene is sort of lined with thermal and you get the smooth skin on the outside, so that's front and back. So seam placement up and down your suit, you can see it's all very carefully thought about to make sure that the seams don't interrupt the movement of the body. So any seams that there are, they tend to bend around the arms so it doesn't restrict movement and flexibility around the shoulders, under the arms, no seams to make sure no restriction basically. Okay, as we mentioned before, the Superfreak wetsuit is a chest entry suit, so you get in through the top basically, which some people don't like. Bigger people, bigger guys who are less flexible sometimes struggle getting the suits on and off, but there are a knack to getting them on and off, and it's not too bad once you get the hang. But essentially what you do is you open the suit across the front here, and the panel here goes up and over the head, and then the inside of the suit is there. So in fact this panel is almost sewn over the top of the actual wetsuit itself. And what that does is creates a really good unbroken seam around the collar, so you don't have a zip running through it around the back obviously. And it creates a really good seam so you don't get many flush throughs. It's very comfortable around your neck, and any flush throughs that do come through, then I hit with this, they then hit this piece of neoprene, and then are sort of filtered out of the suit either through the front, or you have a little drain hole at the back of the suit here as well. Okay, so that's there on purpose, and that just lets water out of the chest entry system. So chest entry suits are really good for keeping water out of the suit, and they're also good for flexibility. Okay, so what I mean by that is, obviously with the zip running down the back of the suit, there's never going to be that great degree of flex through the back of the suit. But without that zip being there, you get a lot of flexibility in the back of the suit, which is really good for dynamic sports such as surfing, things where you're paddling and you require a lot of movement in your back. Okay, so that's why a lot of people gravitate towards this suit, and also having the zip at the front, it's easier to get on and off yourself sometimes rather than fiddling around and grabbing the lanyard. Having said that though, back zip suits are much easier to get on and off. So as I said before, some people struggle with the chest entry suits. It's just it is a bit tricky to get on because essentially you're getting in through a smaller hole. So some people prefer that sort of ease of use with the back zip suit, so basically you can get it on and off straight away, nice and easy. Especially if you're a bigger chap or lady or child, and you basically struggle to get in and out of the suit quickly. So the chest entry suits are really good for ladies as well, because obviously with the chest entry suits becoming more popular for ladies, a lot of women are finding that the seam placement and that kind of thing is just a bit more comfortable, and obviously the benefits of the chest zip with more flexibility around the back of the suit, and being able to get it on and off yourself with the zip across the front. And some people prefer just having the zip across the top of the chest. It proves to be a bit more comfy. So this is the ladies Superfreak, essentially the same suit just with slightly different styling. So yeah, the chest entry have become really popular for ladies as well, and for good reason. You know, they're great at keeping water out of the suit. So with the chest entry system, you get a roll neck collar. This sort of smooth collar, it's the double lined collar basically. What that does is two pieces of neoprene over the top of each other, and what that does is allows each piece to move independently. So with that smooth lining that you get on the inside, that basically sticks to your neck and allows the outside piece to move independently, which stops any sort of rub and rash, but also is great for keeping out water because you get a bit of seal. It doesn't move up and down your neck, so it works really well. A lot of people find the ONeill suits are quite tight around the neck, but obviously that's for good reason, to keep water out of the suit. It takes a bit of getting used to, and they do stretch out, but it is something that is kind of necessary. So as we pull back the chest entry piece then, what I'll do is I'll show you inside the suit. Now essentially with chest entry suits, it's always best to kind of turn them inside out anyway, right down to the waist. It makes them much easier to get on. You can put them on like a pair of trousers. Make sure the legs are in place first, and then move the upper part up and over your body. It just makes it much easier to get on and off. So we do have a separate video about how to get in and out of a chest entry suit if you want to check it out on the website or on our YouTube channel. So if I turn the suit inside out, you can see all this black neoprene is what they call the ultra stretch neoprene. Okay. Now with ONeill's range, basically all the sort of lower end suits have the ultra stretch neoprene, And then as you move up into the Psycho range, which is the more expensive suits, you have the Techno Butter neoprene. And basically it's the same rubber, but essentially the jersey over the top, the lycra over the top, has a lot less cotton, which makes it a lot quicker to dry, lighter, and a bit more flexible as well. So that's what you get for the extra money with the Psycho range. But if you're looking for a suit that's not going to cost too much, then this is ideal. We have the inside of the Superfreak, essentially the Firewall, which we talked about before, and then the black stuff is the Ultra Stretch neoprene, which runs throughout the inside of the suit. The Ultra Flex Firewall, if I bring it a little bit closer, you can sort of see it's got a porous material. It's basically a polypro material, tightly woven, and what that does is traps warm air as it leaves your body inside the undulations, and that warm air then is used to insulate you, and that's on the front and the back of the suit. The polypro material is basically like a plasticky material, and essentially it's just non-absorbent, so it doesn't hold any water. So any water that is around your chest just gets wicked away, pulled away, and then you should stay relatively dry and warm under this part of the suit. So it's particularly useful around your organs and kidneys and everything like that. So the rest of the suit, as I say, is ultra stretch the whole way through, fully sealed, glued and blind stitch seams as you'd expect with a winter wetsuit, so it doesn't let any water in through the seams, and then taped in key areas just to make sure the stress points are nice and secure, it's not going to rip apart. That's the whole way through the suit, but it doesn't have any of the sort of liquid taping or the inner taping the whole way through like you get with some of the more expensive suits. But essentially that's everything going on with the ONeill Superfreak series for winter 2017, basically. Great looking suit, really quality suit, and probably one of our top selling suits every year.